The first thing we want to do before we start is we're going to place a magnet on the front short inside and the top of this envelope, look, our flap, and attach it. These are basic gray magnets. I use different kinds for different things. This is just what I happen to have on hand. They already have an adhesive on them, but I like to put some score tape over them just to make sure that they stay where they're supposed to. So this is about a ½ inch down and probably centered, or try to center it in your on your page. You want it far enough down so that when you put your paper over it, it doesn't leave a big hump in it. And then this one, I'm going to put some, like a 1/4 of an inch score tape over it and just leave it on it until I start to cover the gap. And then this, I'm going to pull this backing, pull this backing off. I'm not going to pull anything off. I'm going to have to use this little poker to get it off. And so that this will attach itself to the page once I get it stuck. So I'm going to put it on this magnet. So now there's 2 magnets here, and I'm going to center this up and just hold it and push it down and push it with my fingers, and it should adhere over here on the second page. I mean on the inside page. So there's that one, and there's that one. I'm going to put a little score tape on that one so it'll hold it, and just pull it off when I'm ready to do it, to put it down. And get everybody confused, this is number 4. And the reason I'm doing number 4 is we have to do some things before we actually cover the album. This one is one of them that out of the 4, 3 of them are altered, just some really easily and some have a little bit more cutting. But this one is opened and cut. These are both cut to 3 and or cut at 3 3/4 from the outside edge of the spine. So it's 3 3/4, and I just took a cutter and cut down on each side, and one will overlap the other, which is fine. I see a little spot right here that didn't cut. I'm just hanging there. Anyway, so that's that. The right hand side of this is also cut to 3 3/4 from the spine fold. This one, however, is cut to 5 inches from the outside fold. And I put my magnets on. So it's going to open like this, this, and this, and this is the inside. So I'm going to put, I have made a pocket that we cut at 4 3/4 by 4. I know it's hard to see on this, and I've scored it a ½ inch on 3 sides, and the top side, or the 4 3/4 side, will be what will be attached to this once it's folded and scored. So we've scored at a ½ inch, and then I want to put ½ inch or probably 3/8 inch score tape on there because it's a little close for a ½ inch. And I did this time I did miter the corners like I should, and have it done. So this is, I cut just at an angle where these 2 intersect right here. You can see that. Let me put it down here a bit lower. These, where the 2 score lines intersect right here, is where I just angled across at about a 45. And when you close it, it takes all that bulk out of there, and you have a little space right there, which is fine. So we're going to put our score tape on this side of it, and then attach it to that side. And we don't need to cover it or anything prior to that, because it'll all be covered with paper at that point. And I'm just going to cut this or tear this. I've got these little things that are supposed to cut, but they don't like me too much for some reason. Maybe it's just user problem here. I haven't had them long, so I haven't had time to really. Wouldn't think this would need something to work on, but wouldn't be hard to figure out. But I guess for me it is. And this one, and then the last one. Put this here and here. And then this is going to form a pocket, and I'll cut these sides off, tape off. This one wasn't very straight, so I'm just going to trim that tape off. And this one. And this one. So, now we're going to put this one on here. And I just need to put something so I can see where my outside edges are. So I'm just putting this perfect trimmer or ruler or whatever it is on there. I'll pull my score tape off. I think I burnished it. Let me do that right quick. And I have written on there what size they are, but I'm not going to take it off because we're going to cover it with paper. That's not going to show. And once we get this on, then the next thing we're going to do is add a waterfall to pages or pieces to the right. So we're going to have this all folded up, and we're going to just get it over here on the very corners of this right here, and hope that we got it down straight. So now we have a pocket, and we can put, well, you couldn't put that in there because it doesn't fit, but if it did fit. So now you have a pocket. You can't see because there's no color in that piece of paper. Here's a piece of paper. So we'll put a tag or something there. And I just want to burnish this down, the edges. And then there's your pocket on that side. And be sure you don't go over the seam. It should be butted right up to it. And on this side, this is the side that we trimmed to 5 inches. And because we're going to put some waterfall pockets over it, these are all cut at, let me see, they're 4 1/4 by 5. And I only needed 5 to get it to fill up this page. I think Sandy called for 6, but I put mine on a little differently than she does, so mine take up a little bit more room. And 5's what I would suggest. So when it ink the edges of this is a piece of the craft paper in the paper selection, and I just cut the magic off, and so that it's 4 7/8 across, so that it will fit on this page, and it will just have you can put a photo or something underneath all this waterfall once you get through with it. It also had attached to it these cute little arrows, and so I'm going to have to find something to do with those. Something I just can't let go away. So we're going to put this right here so that it's 1/8 of an inch, and this is on the inside of the left-hand flap that we've cut to 5 inches. So we're going to put that on there, and I use my ATG gun, and I found my ATG gun that doesn't squeak, but you can tell I've had it a long time. I have to have tape on it. I had, I don't know, duct tape or something, and that came off. You have to take it off every time you do it, so just whatever I have found is what it goes on. I'm so excited. My husband didn't have it. It was stuck down in one of my storage things down here underneath me. And so I was just happy to see its little taped up shape because it just never squeaks. Right, so we have this, and then get all the sides off of it. So this is where we're gonna stick the magic and make sure that you don't get it in the seam line over here or in the faux line. I sound like I'm a sewer. I'm not. I can, but I don't have the patience to. All right, now we have this, and then we have 6 of these that are 4 1/4 by 5. I rounded the corners with a 1/2 inch corner chunker. That looks like this, 1/2 inch side on each of the bottom flaps there. And now I'm going to put score tape, 3/8 inch score tape on each of the flaps on the front side because we're going to fold it down so that it'll make this flip up. I'm going to put it right on the edge of the, just right in the center, and then we'll put it down. I don't think I like this thing very well right here. All right, and this one right here. Maybe I'm supposed to be able to tell how far I'm going to go, and then, oops, that's why I don't like it. And then tear it. I don't know. I'll cut it. Somebody smarter than me can do this. It doesn't hold 1/8 inch tape, but me and 1/8 inch tape pieces, it just won't stay together on the roll. So I have to mess with it, mutilate it, and it works great. I love the tape, but just does not like me. So then you'll decorate these however you want to. Just tore that thing. I can't stand holding that thing anymore. We'll put it down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I cut 7 flaps, so you can always just add a pop-up, you know, put a picture. Doesn't have to be a waterfall. You can just use this as a flip up page, and it'll work just fine. There's 5. I'm going to put tape on these 2 because this one, and then I have another one somewhere that I may use in this album somewhere else. I don't know exactly where. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or 7, but I don't know where. Yeah, I'll put it over here. So now I'm going to burnish my folds. We were supposed to get all this rain last night from Hurricane Bill. But got an inch, I think, and that was all, nothing else. And today, it hasn't rained at all. It rained in Dallas, but today it's getting cloudy again, so I guess these evening storms will torment us for a while. Okay, So we have put this down right here. And I want to center it so we can kind of take the ruler. We know it's 5 inches from there to there. So the center is going to be 2.5. I'm going to put a little mark right here so I'll know where to start. And this one is 4 1/4. So 2 1/8 right here. This is center. Once you center one of them, you can just follow on down with the rest of them. We're going to take this off. This is creased under. It's going to line up just right at the top of this. I'm going to put a little bit of glue stick because I'm not very good at doing that today. Just enough to give me some time to move it. So I'm going to put this, line this and this up right at the edge of the paper, the craft paper. So then we'll just press it down. We'll do the next one. We'll pull this off. Line it up and some glue. And then we're just going to butt it up just right here along this line, the bottom line of this one. Just let your fold up there. Like so. Push it down. Burnish it. So now we have to maybe have to go back and train them a little bit, or we may have to put something there to keep it from flapping open. And here's the other one. Waterfalls are really easy to make, and they are great use of space, of real estate, because you can get it and get a lot of stuff in one spot. And again, this is a mixture of cardstock. This is 3, this is 4. And I've said before, but the reason I use this glue stick is that it just coats the score tape for a minute, and it will dry, but it gives you a little bit of time to, and I don't leave any space between my black because in my picture, not intentionally, because I just didn't want it to show. So I just wanted it to be all black. Smooth that little bump out right there. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we put 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we put 5 on there, and this one looks crooked to me. See if I can pull it up. Another good reason to use that, because it gives you time to get it up if you screw it up. I'm going to change and put this one over here. It doesn't have to be this kind of glue stick. You can just use any glue stick that you have. And you do want to check and make sure that you're going in a reasonably straight pattern all the way down. So we have 4. We're going to put the 5th one on. This one has like a really yucky wrinkle or something right there. I don't know what that is. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So those are 5. And you can see that you can still see a little bit of the magic, and I think eventually this will settle itself down. Once we varnish it enough. Kind of have to train paper to go the way you want it to go. That's better. Once the book's closed, you can sit on open. So this just folds up. This is going to fold over your first your flap, and then go like this, and then you open it up. It's going to pop up. And this one, and here's your pocket on this one, and this one. Excuse me. I will see what kind of decorations or embellishments she has. I just put, I'm erasing my pencil marks that I put on that, and because I know I'm not going to just do the paper up that close to it. I just don't want to, because there'll be a border. I just want it to show. So there's this one, a bit of glue buddies on here. This. And that's the beginning of number 4. I'll see if I can decorate it first, and then we'll have that one out of the way. Thanks.